Actually, type attribute work is what? Suppose when you retrieve the data from SQL, after retrieving a data from SQL, you store in a variable. Okay, and for that you define the data type of the variable. Okay, and when you retrieve the data from the database table, if you are not aware of that, which type of value that is stored in the column, then you cannot define the PLSQL variable of that type. Okay, so what? Suppose you are defining a PLSQL variable as varchar, and now in the employee table you retrieve the employee ID, which data type is a number or integer. So you retrieve the number and an integer and trying to store in a varchar data type variable. So in that cases it shows an error. So that when you define the PLSQL variable from the beginning, you have to know that which type of value that will come from the PLSQL column. Then you are able to store the value in a variable. So for that problem, we're using the type attribute. When you define the type attribute, then you can store any type of value. Okay, you can store any type of value in your variable. Okay, whether it is a varchar value you are taken, whether you retrieve the what number value, whether you retrieve the date value. So any type of value that you retrieve from the Oracle, that will store in that particular variable. So there is no mandate that in the PLSQL variable you have to define the specific type of data type. So that is the benefit of the type attribute. Okay. So previously what happened in the PLSQL variable, you define a data type to store the value. Elaborately it is saying here, PLSQL variable are usually declared to hold and manipulate the data stored in a database. Okay, so when you define a PLSQL variable, it is used to store the data that is retrieved from the database. When you declare the PLSQL variable to hold the column value, you must ensure that the variable is in the correct data type and precision. The PLSQL variable is in the correct data type and precision. If it is not, PLSQL error occurs during the execution. If you have to design the large subprogram, this can be time consuming and error prone application. It is a time consuming process. So rather than the hard coding of the data type and precision of a variable, you can use the type attribute. So when you are using a type attribute, then there is no requirement to give any type of data type to a variable. You can store any type of value over there. To another previously declared variable or database column, type attribute is not most often used when the value stored in the variable is derived from a table in the database. When you use the type attribute to declare a variable, you should prefix it with the database column name. Okay, so you have to give a prefix with a database column name. Suppose you are defining a variable e underscore id and you are defining underscore type attribute. Then you have to mention over there it is linked up with the employee id. Means when you retrieve the data from an employee id in a employee table, it will store into the employee id variable. But in that employee id variable, there is no requirement to give any kind of data type like integer, number, varchar. Okay. When you use the type attribute to declare a variable, you should prefix with a database table and column name. If you refer to a previously declared variable, prefix the variable name of the previously declared variable to the variable being declared. Okay, so when you use the type attribute to declare a variable, you should prefix it with the database table and column. Suppose if I define a variable as e underscore id, so I am link up with that e underscore id to the employee table. Okay. Advantages of the type attribute: you can avoid the error caused by the data type mismatch or wrong precision. Okay, suppose you are defining a PLSQL variable name as a varchar, and your employee table, the data type that you are defining, that is number. So you cannot store the value as you are defining PLSQL variable as varchar. Okay, now what happened? Now I am defining PLSQL variable as a number, employee ID as a number. Then it will retrieve the employee ID value and store in the e underscore id variable in the PLSQL. Now suppose, take an example, if you change the data type of a Oracle, then there is a need to change the PLSQL variable. Okay. But if you define the type attribute, you can change many of data type. Okay, you can change at the date data type, you can change to the varchar data type, you can change to the number data type. So every value it will store in that PLSQL variable, as because we are defining type attribute. When you define a type attribute, all the value can be stored here. So you need to change the variable declaration if the column definition changes. If you have already declared some variable of a particular table without using type attribute, the PLSQL block may throw an error. The PLSQL is throwing an error. If the column for which the variable is declared is altered, okay, the column that you define is altered or changed. So when you use this type attribute, PLSQL determines data type and the size of the variable when the block is compiled. This ensures that such a variable is always compatible with column that is used to populate it. Okay, you take the snap of this one.
Yes, sir.
Understood this part? What is the work of type attribute?
Yes, sir.
Declaring a Boolean variable. Only the true, false, null value can be assigned to a Boolean variable. So you can define true, false, and null. Then conditional expression used for the logical operator. You can define a conditional expression. The variable always yield true, false, or null. Okay. Then we define arithmetic character date expression can be used to return a Boolean value. Then next example is your LOB data type. Large objects are meant to store large amount of data. LOB means it will store the large amount of data. With LOB category of data type, you can store the block of unstructured data. Your data that you are storing, it is in the different format like structure format, unstructured format, semi-structured format. So when you define LOB data type, then you have to store the unstructured data such as text, graphic, image, video clips, sound wave, up to 128 terabyte depending upon the database block size. LOB data type allow the efficient, random, piecewise access to the data can be attribute of an object type. The character large object CLOB data type is used to store the large block of character data in the database. Character large object CLOB data type is used to store the character data in the database. The binary large object data type is used to store the large unstructured binary object in the database. When you insert or retrieve such data into or from the database doesn't interpret the data. Okay. The binary large object data type is used to store large unstructured data or structured binary object in the database. So when you insert or retrieve such data into or from the database doesn't interpret the data. The external application that use this data must interpret the data. It is not interpreting the data, so that we are using some external application which is interpreting the data. So what is that interpretation? Suppose you are uploading some image. Okay, so your image or the photo that you are uploading in the Facebook, it is stored in a location, it's stored in a database. So is it happen that your photo is totally stored in the database? It is not stored. Your photo is converted into a particular symbolical format. Okay, so the graphic is converted or interpreted to a particular format, and that format is stored in your database. And when you retrieve, then that symbol is again converted to the graphic and it is displayed. Okay, picture, video, it is not directly stored. It is for us. It is giving you the user interface or the screen, the graphic that is displayed for the user. But when it is stored in the database, is stored in a symbolical format. Okay, and we retrieve that symbolical format. We interpret that symbolical format by using some kind of external application. The binary file data type is used to store large binary file. Unlike the other LOB B file are stored outside of the database and not in the database. They could be operating system file. Only a pointer to the B file is stored in the database. So we are using a pointer to store in the database. The national language character object data type is used to store large block of single byte or fixed with multi-byte NCHAR Unicode data in the database. Okay, so we are using national language character large object data type, which is used to store the block of single byte or fixed with the multi-byte NCHAR Unicode data. Okay. So this is the speciality of LOB data type. Take photo of this one.
Yes, sir.
Next comes to the composite data type. As mentioned previously, scalar data type hold a single value and has no internal component. Composite data type called as the PLSQL record and PLSQL collection have the internal component that you can treat as an individual variable. In a PLSQL record, the internal component can be different data type and called as the field. We can access each field in the syntax. A record variable can hold a table row or some column from a table row. Each record field corresponds to the table or column. In a PLSQL collection, the internal components are always of the same data type. The internal components are always of the same data type are called as the element. You can access each element by its unique subscript list. An array, classic example of collection. There are three types of PLSQL collection. One is your associative array, nested table, and VArray. Okay. Again, I tell you what is that. As mentioned previously, scalar data type hold a single value. It holds the single value. It is not having any internal component. Internal component means when you define an array, it stores the element in an adjacent block location, and you access the element from the array by using of array index number. The composite data type called as a PLSQL record and PLSQL collection have internal component that you can treat as an individual variable. In PLSQL record, the internal component can be of different data type. The internal component is of different data type. It is called as a field. You can access each field with this syntax. Okay. Means in a collection, it is having its own internal data type. In a PLSQL collection, the internal components are always of the same data type and called from the element. It's just like your array. In array, what happens? You store the element of same data type. In collection also, you go for it. You access each element by this unique subscript list, and array are classic example of the collection. There are three types of PLSQL collection. One is associative array, nested table, next is your VArray. Take snap of this composite.
Yes, sir.
Then binding a variable. Binding variable are created in the environment. It also called as the host variable. Okay, it is created by using of variable keyword. Okay, by using of variable keyword, it is created. It is accessed even after the PLSQL block is executed. It is referenced with a preceding colon. So we are using a colon symbol. The values can be output using print command. So by using print command, you display the value. If you take an example, here we are using declaring binding variable. Variable is declared by using a variable command, return code and number. Variable, return message and varchar. The second chapter is over. So earlier, for display any value in a PLSQL, you need to define a variable. So whatever the variable we define, we are defining what? Data type. Here we are taking another example. Declare employee ID and given here 100. Select salary from HR.employees table. Salary var underscore employee 100. Select into var salary from HR.employee when equals to 100. Okay, we're defining variable and we're defining as number. As because we know the salary that will come in the line number 8. Employee underscore ID. Okay, it is showing you the salary is 20,000. Employee 100 has salary 24,000. Before we are defining what? So where you are not aware of retrieve, then we are using here type attribute. V underscore first name, employees dot first name. We are using type of any type of value it will store. Okay, in the and it will store the value that will retrieve from the employee table first. Last name variable, it will store the employee last name value here by using type attribute. But whatever may be any kind of data type that will in the first name and last name. We're not mentioning any kind of data type. N underscore employee ID, employee dot employee ID. So whatever the employee ID will come, it will store in the employee ID. Hire date, employee dot hire date. Whatever the hire date, it will come, it is stored in the hire date column. So after retrieve employee ID, first name, last name, and hire date, it's stored in the variable employee ID, first name, last name, hire date. Okay, where employee ID equals to 200. We are writing here. Create table we're creating a table. Now we retrieve the record. Line number 2. Table created. Now I'm executing. This retrieve all the record of employee ID. 200 first name is Jennifer, last name is Valen. Hire date is 17 September 03. Okay. Safari বুঝলা?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in the next class we go for another.
Yes, sir.